Dice Age is made possible thanks to our wonderful subscribers and especially to our patrons. We'd especially like to thank our living legend, Taxstick. Thank you again, and enjoy the show.
The Empire of Maca has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Avon the Main, the immortal Empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Elmera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the Empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Maca to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lies within. There are those who criticise these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken. But the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Elmera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, a real play D&D podcast. My name is Jack and I am the Dungeon Master. With me as always are our wonderful adventurers. Would you all mind introducing yourselves, please?
Hey, it's AJ and I'm playing Edgar Wood, the half-elf blood hunter.
I'm Alice Rose and I am playing T, the elven sorceress.
Hello, I am Mitchell and I am playing Ossory, the human rogue.
I am Zach, and I'm going to be playing Toros, your tiefling paladin.
Hello, I'm Trey, and I will be playing Oberon, Perseus, Maximus, Terminius, Cornelius, Alexander, Claudius, the second, your drow fighter.
Wonderful. And so, I know it's been a little bit. We have been on a bit of a hiatus. I mean, you guys probably won't notice that because we've already started uploading episodes again. But anyways, all right. Well, as you all know, we have been getting a little harassed by what was initially just a cute little framing device for our recaps, and now suddenly is becoming a real life situation. So, but AJ, I believe, has found a way to get us to get things good. So I think we're just heading out to go meet with the kobolds, right?
Yeah, so I think the plan is a couple of us will stay here, just get everything set up for the session we want to run. But Alice, Jack, Mitchell, you all mind? We got the address from Bad Dragon Johnson's dad, if you guys want to head over, see if we could get his help.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, sure, we could do that.
All right, let's head on out.
Are we sure this is the place? This doesn't really seem like the home of a gang leader.
Yeah, there's a lot of topiaries in the shapes of birds out front. I'm a little confused.
Well, this is where Henry Johnson told us to meet. Says Stu is really happy to hear from us.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, it does smell good, though.
Oh my goodness, the guests are here. Can you get the door, dear?
You must be the Dice Age friends. I'm Barnaby, Henry's husband. Please, come in. I just baked myself some chocolate chip cookies.
Don't you mean Choco? Oh my god, they are shaped like liches.
Thank you, Barnaby, but could we talk to Stu? It's kind of important.
Of course. Stu, dear, come and see your friends.
Oh, hey, pals. How's it hanging?
Wait, what? You're not the Stu from before. You don't have a pompadour or leather jacket or raging inferiority complex.
Oh yeah, that was such a rough stage of my life, and I'm so sorry for everything me and those ruffians did to you. You know, it was actually listening to Dice Age that inspired me to get my life together. Seeing how you all brought someone terrible like Lord Richmond down through the honorable justice system of Elmera really showed me the error of my ways. That and my stepdad Barnaby. You know, I hated him when I was in my gangster stage, but thanks to his kind words and magical cookies, I'm much better now.
So you're saying you wouldn't help us do something probably illegal against a cop?
Oh, heavens no. I'd much rather stick to safer hobbies, like counting all the times you helped the Empire. You know, helping Marcus Toldrin, the mayor, who is absolutely against the Monstrous group, will definitely get you brownie points. You are gonna do that, right, gang?
Hey guys, could we sidebar real quick?
Okay, so Stu is somehow lamer than before, which is honestly impressive. What do we do?
It's probably pretty immoral for us to try to put him back in crime. But trying to find someone else does sound like a lot of work.
If Dice Age got him into being a narc, maybe Dice Age can get him out?
Oh, yes. Hey, Stu!
Oh, yes, good friends?
You mind helping us recap what happened last episode? Just to jog our memories?
Oh, of course. Just the first step on the Repairing Friendships Express. Choo choo.
Yeah, so as you know, we're giving Micah the night to pack his things and spend time with his dad before we return to the city. They totally did talk to the mayor, but as I'm sure you recall, they fucking hate that guy and they're not going to help him.
But that would be terrible for the Empire. You're not going to side with Toros, his friend Malika, who actually has remorse for the monsters, do you? I thought after that extremely tense conversation where Oberon left, you just wouldn't. That would.
I think it might be working. Well, she is an old friend of Taurus's. Sure, the conversation got really intense, and Oberon feels more separate from the group than ever before, but who knows what rules we might break.
And don't forget that you talked to that real swell hunter, Liara, who you talked about Edgar's Ossory heritage to.
Dad, we really shouldn't talk about that.
Why not, bud? She helped Edgar and T get access to the monster group's camp. It was a real cool moment when Edgar met the leader, the Ossory Planin Femura. Pretty cool, or should I say, cool kobold.
Oh, what the fuck? What's going on here? God damn it, Barnaby, did you charm me with magic baked goods again?
I'll never tell.
Shit, sorry about that, guys. Thanks for the help, Dad.
Of course, kiddo. I had to help these pals out when they brought up destabilizing the Empire. Now let me and my son grab some fruit snacks and get the cool kobolds back together. We'll help you take down that loser detective.
All right. So I guess we'll now that we've got that settled, we'll head back, get into the podcast, and return to Elmera. We return, and we want to just open back up on the inn, right? We don't want to. We don't want to see what's going on in that.
Yeah.
We can skip over the rest of the monster camp. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They're playing goldfish in the inn.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tense game. We want to learn what happens. I have money on this.
All right. So actually, back in the monster camp.
Boo.
Boo boo indeed. Boo boo boo. Where's Yogi Bear?
There he is.
Hey, boo boo.
I love that came back and I just heard, hey, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo, where are my testicles? Oh,
Why'd he turn into Mickey Mouse at the end?
oh I don't
Because he
know.
lost his testicles.
I lost my testicles, Jack.
His voice is shot up.
Mm-hmm.
Only you can prevent forest fires. Oh,
Why did Yogi Bear turn into Smokey Bear?
This is a whole copyright issue. I'm not being.
yes, you are,
Zach's our
bitch.
legal team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where are my resticles, Raggy?
What? Okay.
Help.
All right. So you guys are in the tent of the infamous Planin Femura. He's sitting cross-legged at the end of the tent. I believe I said there was like incense burning. It's a very sort of calm environment. He even radiates a very calm, reassuring presence, despite the large Ossory woman standing next to him that's glaring down at you, Edgar and T.
Edgar is just like mouth agape, doesn't know what to say or do at this point. He's just like frozen in place.
Planin smiles gently, and then, pardon me, he extends a hand gesturing out to a table on one side of the tent. On it, you see there's a kettle, some containers and cups, and he says, "Would you care for some tea?"
Yes. Yeah. That would be great.
Right. And as he stands up, you see like he is close to like 7 feet tall, very thin body, dressed in very simple robes that like you can even like how kind of loose and baggy they are, you can still see that he has a very thin, wiry frame. He begins to take the container, takes out some tea leaves, puts them into the glasses, begins pouring water over them. And then as he does so, he looks at you and says, "So, may I have the pleasure of your name?"
It's it's Edgar. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
You can call me Tiana.
He smiles, gives a tea glass to both of you, sits with his own, sits back down, gestures to two cushions that are in front of him for you both to sit down, and says, "It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Edgar and Tiana. May I ask why you wish to speak with me?"
Quick look over.
AJ, you're.
Oh, sorry. Am I good now?
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna take a quick look over at T before just take a deep breath.
If she knew Edgar a little better, she'd like hold his hand, but she doesn't, so she doesn't.
I recently found out I'm half Ossory.
All right. Planin's eyebrows raise a bit at that, and he says, "Oh, well, I can imagine that would be a shocking revelation for you. How?"
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I found out in a very tense moment, especially because I have lived in the Empire, actually in Avon, my entire life.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit of an echo from you.
Right, speaking now?
All right. Hello? All right.
Words?
Good?
Good.
Okay, cool.
So he nods, and says, I see. I can imagine that would be a really distressing thing to learn. Is your parent still with you?
Yeah, my mom. Jack, did we establish that my mom shared what her Ossory name might be with me?
Yeah,
Or is it?
she
Yeah.
shared what her family name would have been.
Yeah, she goes by a different name, obviously, but she told me that our Ossory family name is Maxilia, I believe.
So, Planin ponders for a moment. He's like kind of like swirling his teacup around, and then he goes, Maxilia. Oh, yes, they haven't been with my group, but I've met members of that name. Good people. I haven't heard from them in a while, so I'm sorry I can't share any news about them, but from the encounter that I had, they were quite pleasant.
Where did you last meet them, if you remember?
That would have been near the um, near the jungle, though they have probably moved on from now, as I imagine you can understand, our people have become rather nomadic over past years.
Yeah. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to come talk to you all. What led to you all coming as this big of a group into the Empire?
I'm sorry, AJ, your audio
Got
keeps
it.
kind of.
I don't know what to do. I think this is the other problem with not having my headphones. All right, am I good?
You're good now. Yeah.
Okay. I want just that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to talk to you all. What exactly brought this large of a group into the Empire?
Um, you say that, and like, Planin's daughter's eyes like kind of sharpen, and she says, "I'm not sure that we should be divulging that kind of information to an outsider." And as she says that, like Planin like puts up a hand and says, "Hildra, he hasn't shown any signs of hostility. He came in peace. We're here to set on a mission of peace." Hildra kind of like snorts and looks away, and then Planin turns his attention to you. I understand that this may seem like kind of a rash or unwise decision, but we came for two reasons. Firstly, I come as a representative of an organization that seeks to provide shelter, justice, and peace for those deemed as monsters by the Empire. We came to Ellacreek because we heard of a recent massacre that destroyed a clan of goblins that had previously chosen to not become affiliated with our organization, understandably so, as it can provide a bit of a larger target than just a normal clan would. But after hearing of what happened, we decided that we would come, offer our support as much as we could, and that while we were here, we also learned of a local woman who was sympathetic to the plight of monsters and we hope to establish diplomatic ties with her, especially if she's successful in her current bid to become the new mayor of Ellacreek.
A lot goes through Edgar's mind with both points, and he just takes a moment to collect himself. I have something to say about the first point, but first, I just need you to know the reason why we came to Ellacreek. One of the reasons why was because there are rumors that Ossory have arrived here, and adventurers from the capital are going to be coming to hunt down and will find your group. I can't tell you what to do or what not, but word gets out more than just the rumors that we've heard. I just don't want you all to be in grave danger.
Planin's gonna study you for a bit. Are you trying to hide any of your involvement in the massacre?
The vibe, like from all the things Edgar has said, he has resorted himself that he is going to admit there isn't going to be a lie in there. He just wanted to get the easy part out first.
Right.
And T is just going for careful support.
So, Planin looks at you, and he says, I see. Well, your concern is duly noted, and I do appreciate you taking the time to come speak to us about this. I will say we were expecting news of our presence to come around eventually. We do hope to stay in this area until after the election ends. I believe it's supposed to be taking place 5 days from now. Do you know? I would like to ask if you know when this group of adventurers is set to come down to us. But also I sense that you have something else you wish to speak to me about.
Yeah.
You know when they're coming. Do you remember?
I don't remember. I was gonna out of
T
game
and
math.
Edgar remember, but
Yeah,
Alice
it's been a hot minute.
AJ don't remember.
I'll let if one of the other players has the note.
I was gonna say it was within like 2-ish. They were gonna be leaving within the next 2 weeks, I think. Or
Yeah.
minimum.
They
within 2
they were
weeks.
no, they were going to be leaving within the next 2 weeks when we left.
Yeah.
And how long does it take us to get here? Like 4.
3
So they have about 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Mm,
About a week and a half.
Well,
really.
less than 2 weeks.
less than
because-
2 weeks.
The
Like
2
what
weeks is
trade-
when they were leaving. We left
when-
2 weeks before them. So when we get there, they have 2 weeks until they get there, right?
No, they were planning to leave.
They
in 2
were
weeks
leaving
as
2
we were
weeks
leaving.
when Oberon talked to them. They were leaving in two-ish weeks.
And
then
like
we
a
left.
week. And then but there was like a week or two in between when Oberon talked to Alita and we
Right.
left. They're on our heels.
Oh, for
Yeah.
a couple days.
Okay. So they
Correct me
should
if I'm wrong,
just
Jack,
meet
but
each
No,
other.
that's right.
That sounds
That's right.
It's about
There may be like
At
2-3
best-
days behind
at
us.
best, at best 3 days.
Okay.
And best is in latest.
Right.
Best is in latest. 3 days behind them. And they've got a druid with them, so they can probably travel faster than we can.
All right.
I think it's about at this point, and Tiana, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think maybe 3-4 days from now.
That's an optimistic estimate.
Planin nods solemnly and just says, "That's unfortunate. We were hoping we could be here. But no, we are not ready to face adventurers. I'm sure we'd be able to defend ourselves, but our organization isn't at a point where we want to make direct conflict with the Empire at this point. At that, Hildra kind of like sneers and says, I think we'd be able to deal with one adventuring party. And Planin looks to her and says, yes. And then that adventuring party, without reporting back, would be reported to have been defeated by a group of rampaging Ossory that are encroaching closer and closer to the capital. We're not ready for that.
And, sir, I do believe that one of the adventuring party is rather socially gifted, shall we say, in the government.
Even more cause for concern, then. We'll have to find a way to establish correspondence with the hopeful mayor in that case.
I will say Oberon never revealed who gave him this information. He only knew.
Oh, fuck.
He only knew the information.
Okay.
He only.
Okay.
He only revealed that he got the information. He never revealed who gave it to him.
All right. So that then. But
Gotcha.
Just an FYI.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
It has.
And then Planin looks to you again. And the other thing.
I'm going to look at T, and I'm just going to give a very, very sad puppy-eyed face as a way of saying, I'm sorry. Please don't say anything. Please don't say anything.
She's just going to shut up until she has to do damage control.
1 second. Being attacked by a baby.
I'm going to shove a pierogi in my mouth while he gets attacked by a baby.
Oh, sad.
We're good.
You can't
All right.
just say that.
What do you mean?
The goblin thought they could take one too.
All right.
Man.
All right.
Edgar's gonna not make eye contact this time with Planin, as he's going to say, the events that transpired at Fort Durgan with the goblins, it was my fault.
Go on.
I'm an adventurer from Haven. It has always been my job to do what I'm told with the Empire. And our group went in there, and I led the charge in attacking the goblins that were just trying to defend themselves.
Give me a deception roll.
Yeah. That's a 10.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Maybe that's good.
He's probably not that wise.
He's probably very wise. Are you kidding me?
Look at him. He drinks tea and he has incense and he sits on a mattress.
He's basically Iroh.
He has a what?
So you're saying all this. I imagine your eyes are probably like locked to the ground in shame at this point.
Yeah.
T, if you're looking at the reactions of the people in front of you, you see a very calm, collected, like receptive, but not harsh look on the face of Planin. And on the face of Hildra, you see a scowl of pure, unadulterated rage, the likes of which you rarely see.
Yeah, I figured.
Like, you start, as you're saying this, Edgar, you can't see it, but you can hear the sound of bones beginning to rise rip through the flesh of Hildra as a armored carapace starts to form around her. And she says, "So you are the one who killed and slaughtered an entire family, an entire army's worth of people just trying to live?"
Yeah. Yeah. I took the lead. I gave the go.
Planin is going to take a sip of his tea and then say, "It's very noble of you to try to take the fall for your allies. But you need to be a little better at concealing or withholding truth if you're to survive in this world. I understand that you were a part of this massacre, and I also understand that you were not the one leading the charge. You are not the kind of person who would do that. I haven't known you for very long, but I can see that within you." Hildra is bristling, but Planin is remaining calm, and he says, "You've done a great evil. You and your friends. But I also see that you recognize that what you've done is a horrible thing. And I am one who believes in allowing for restoration as opposed to strictly punishment." And at that, Hildra, shoots a vicious glare at him. He just ignores her and says, "It's not my place to tell you what you must do to atone for what you and your friends have done. But I know the people whose place it is, and they are here at this camp right now. If you wish, you can stand trial among these people. I won't say that you will need to bring your friends along with you, but they are just as involved in this crime as you are."
I completely understand. I know full well that we are all a part of what happened here. But unlike most of my friends and the lives that they've lived, I, at the very beginning of that mission, had to have known better. That's how I was taught. That's how I was raised. And I fully understand what you're working for is trying to change how our people and these people are viewed. But that hasn't happened for the rest of them yet. I should have stopped it from the very beginning. For the rest of them, this was just another mission of doing what they thought they needed to do. And I should have been the one being proactive in stopping it from the get-go. And I know that is not at all the best defense after the acts have been committed, but I am more than willing to take the blunt of it as for who I actually am and doing what I've done to people that are being viewed the same way I am if people find out who I am. So I will talk to them, but I just really want it to be okay that they not have to be a part of that trial. They've learned from that what I had already known, and I still fucked up.
Planin's mulling over what you're saying. Hildra is like still has her armor up. She says, "I say, you deserve execution right now." And Planin says, "Let me speak with the current matriarch of the Red Claws. They have suffered greatly, and there will be many of them who share with my daughter's opinion as to what should happen to you. But I see potential in you. It's not easy, even for one who was mostly unaware of their status as an Ossory, to be able to survive within the Empire. One such as yourself, bearing features of a half-elf, I know you've experienced your fair share of hatred, oppression, but you're able to move around in a way that's better than what me and my people can do. I suggest this. I will speak again with the matriarch of the Red Claw, but I will tell her that as atonement for what you've done, I will offer you the chance to become an agent for my organization. And in doing so, you will be committing yourself to the opposition of the Empire, of all of its power structures, and of restoring justice to this land." As I see
Edgar,
it... Sorry, go ahead.
at that point, Edgar just like fully chokes on the tea that's he was currently sipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In my talks with the matriarch, I find that she will most likely find that alternative acceptable, as opposed to your outright execution. But again, this is your decision. I won't force you, I won't conscript you into my order, but I will let you know that of the two choices, I think that's the one that gives you more chance to truly atone for what you've done.
That is an extremely generous offer, sir. I think, if I may speak on your behalf, Edgar, that if you would allow some time for us to mull this over.
Yes, I believe that's only fair. I will have a message sent to you, or rather, you can come see me again tomorrow with your decision. Please rest on it, and I hope you will do the thing that allows for justice to be served.
Thank you, sir.
I will say that if you are insistent that you be the only one tried for the transgressions of your peers, I cannot guarantee that I could extend a similar offer to them if they don't appear on trial at the same time as you. If it were to be discovered that one of your peers was involved in the massacre and I'm not able to intervene on their behalf, there's nothing I would be able to do to stop the Red Claws from exacting the justice that they are deserved. Something to consider. I understand that not everyone in your party will be necessarily as willing to go along with a trial conducted by monsters, but I'm just letting you know what will be available to you.
Thank you. I think, and I'm gonna slightly look over at Hildra. I think we might be best if we head out for the night.
That would probably be wise.
As we're walking out, T will forgot her coat, kind of turn around and go, "Oh, and Hildra, darling, if it helped, we did slaughter Seamus Clark when he tried to hurt the families." And continue walking up.
You say that to Hildra, and Hildra just spits on the ground in front of you and says, "I don't need sympathy from an elf."
I just heard Zach laughing.
And she continues to say, "There's still blood on your hands. And just because you killed one murderer does not absolve you of the murders you committed."
Of course.
And with that, you all exit Planin's tent. Liara's out there, and she's like, "So how'd it go?"
So much better than I thought it would.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Yeah.
Edgar's over there in a fucking crisis.
We have a lot to think about. Don't we?
Yeah.
Liara, stay away from the inn tonight if you can help it. The yelling might get loud.
All right, I'll set up a tent, I guess. All right, and then Liara will lead you all back to the inn, unless there's anything else you guys want to do while you're in the monster camp.
I'm good.
All right.
Nope, let's get the fuck out.
So before we go back to the end, let me move because things are going to get loud.
Smart.
Is a very fair choice.
So how you feeling, AJ?
Like, you were standing in front of it. It somehow just decided to miss you, and it blew the entire rest of us, hit a metal wall, bounced back, and just took your damn head off.
With love from Uncle Iroh made of bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
I want to get a commission of the fucking what AJ and Alice look like in that moment, because on my screen, they're right next to each other. So I see AJ just had his hands doing this, and Alice like, I went fine, or better than I expected. And AJ just...
Maybe I should just let him kill me.
No!
New characters,
I like
new
my
characters.
backup character.
No.
I'll be real with you. I did not expect you to confess to the massacre, my guy. That's not
Kinda
what I had planned.
I saw the
That
mystery in his
was-
eyes.
That was always the plan.
I saw it. I saw it when Edgar, like, when he first kind of explained that, I saw it in AJ's eyes. I was like, this motherfucker.
like,
Like, I knew it
Yeah.
was coming as you were talking. I was like, This motherfucker's screwing up all my goddamn plans.
Damn it, he's going to pacifist routes. You son of a bitch. Kill him.
Look, there was always going to... Listen, you guys were always going to have to join one faction at some point. I didn't expect you all to just suddenly have to be forced into the monster faction right away.
Or dead.
What if we all join different factions? Like, Essa's basically with Ward.
Yeah, that is the case. I am part of Ward's faction. I am technically part of Ward's faction. I agreed to work with her.
Okay.
Paladins.
Okay, hold up. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the fact that our party is being split into different factions because I'm with Ward. It seems like it's just going to go with the monsters. Don't know where you three schmucks are going to go.
I'm
Paladins.
Who else is a paladin's act beside you?
No, he's saying that's
exactly the
faction.
point. That's my faction.
Oh, where are the other paladins? Is Kyle there?
No, he's not.
There's what's her name? I keep forgetting her fucking name.
My mom?
Elda Loomis.
Elda
Loomis.
I always remember it as it's almost Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I remember the name.
I remember because it rolls off the
Where'd
tongue.
he go?
Elda Loomis.
Where'd he go?
He eldered his Loomis until he missed.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All the pierogies are gone.
Welcome to the danger zone. I imagine the rest of the party, you guys were just in your in rooms, in your room in the inn waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time did we have?
Probably a while. That probably took a hot minute.
I'd say that probably took close to 45 minutes from them leaving, talking, and coming back.
Jeez, they're only like
a
little bit outside this.
Closer to an hour.
I was about to say they've got to be at least a little bit outside the city.
Right. I'm gonna roll a bravery roll real quick. That's why your dice so hard to get at.
Sorry.
Fuck it, it's gonna be a D10.
You gotta stop putting them up your ass, Zach. That's the problem.
That's a hearty 9. All right.
Ooh.
Toros.
You can fit 9 up
will
there.
Be a pretty brave boy. He's had a pretty bad day. He's probably spent some time, like a good 10 minutes in his room, sharpening his sword, just like, man, this fucking sucked. And he's just kind of like, he's like, all right, gotta do this. He kind of gets up off his bed. He's gonna go down the hall and he's just gonna knock on Oberon's door.
Oberon, who at this point had kind of just been, I don't know, maybe in the midst of trying to do his trance, but failing, hears the knock and just knows that it's got to be somebody from his party and just goes and opens it. And the second he opens it and sees that it's you, Toros, his face doesn't like change, but like he just kind of like squares his jaw a little bit. Yeah.
Can I come in for just a bit?
Yeah. He kind of just opens the door back. Opens the door a little bit.
Very awkwardly kind of shimmies in. He's kind of like as he walks in. He kind of walks in. Are you doing better than earlier? I know you're not doing okay. I'm aware.
No, I'm not.
I'd imagine so. I just wanted to come say I'm sorry for earlier. I was dumb. I thought, and I remembered what she was like, and I thought maybe I could have a friend again. In my memories came back, and it was selfish and childish, and I just wanted to apologize. I shouldn't have done that to you.
I'm not, and kind of like seems like he's trying to get out and just kind of like sighs for a second And you see his shoulders kind of just slump. I wasn't frustrated, given the fact that you wanted to reconnect with her. That's reasonable. What I was frustrated at was at her blatant disrespect, not just towards your order, but yourself as well. She seemed to think that you were still the same Auric that left.
Yeah. I appreciate that you stood up for me at that point, by the way. Not many have done that in my life ever. So maybe what I feel most worst about is the fact that you did stand up for me and I pushed you away, and I am truly sorry for that.
It's okay. We can... Emotions in those situations run hot. I understand wanting to protect your friend.
Yeah.
I was also not in the best of mindsets given this whole situation. Not being able to go with them, being forced to stay here.
It's not easy. I'm worried about them. I know they're smart. He kind of like, he says smart, but then kind of like wavers off at the end. I know they will try the best thing.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that their best is going to cause a lot of problems for the rest of us.
I guess that's our specialty.
And Oberon kind of like, after he says this, you see that his shoulders have like slumped down. No, Mitchell, Oberon has been saying this for the longest time.
I know.
Something's not right with this whole situation, Toros. Your relatives, the election, the monsters being this close, the rumors, something about this just... I fear for the worst.
Something is definitely up.
That's why we need, in missions like these, miles and miles away from Avon, the only people we can rely on are each other in these scenarios.
That like actually like kind of like makes him kind of like relax a little bit. Like it definitely like eases something in his mind. He's yeah, you're right. Yes. What are we without a team, right?
Right. A team. As Oberon kind of like looks off to the side as he says that.
He kind of catches us. Oh, well, that's all I really wanted to say. I can let you get back to your resting.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Toros.
Thank you, Oberon. I really appreciate what you've done. You've kept us all very safe, and I know it's pretty obvious probably from your end that you have, but I do want to affirm to you that you have done a lot for all of us. You have kept us very cohesive. You're strong-headed, and I appreciate that. I've dealt with so many problems in my life, and most of the time, if you couldn't tell, I'm not a great talker. I've just muscled through it, but you are tactile. You know how to fight. You know how to talk. It's very impressive, and I appreciate that you've kept us so safe.
Oberon's quickly gonna like just nod at that. I appreciate it. I'm just trying my best.
Oh, I appreciate you in all your best. And he kind of like gives a small smile, and then he's like, well, I will get back to my room. I will let you get back to your stuff.
Understood.
I guess we'll meet up when the others come back from their meeting.
Sounds good.
And he'll kind of start heading for the door. And I know I just mentioned I'm not the best talker, but if you do need to talk, I'm not great at talking, but I can listen if you need to. Because I know how it can feel when you're cornered and you don't have anyone to turn to. And I know I'm sometimes not much of a help in this team when you start to feel turned away from. So if you ever need to talk, you can talk to me.
I'll keep that in mind.
He gives like a very like loose kind of like salute, like a Madeira salute, and just walks on out. It's just
The second the door is closed, Oberon kind of just like sits down on his bed and just like thinks. And he'll just wait.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first time that thinks didn't have an intensely negative connotation.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
All right.
All right.
So, after some time, T and Edgar return to the tavern.
I think we do have a conversation before we go in. I imagine
we
it's
talk on the way
really,
back.
really awkward
We gotta strategize.
little walk. I'm sorry for not running a plan by you before we went in there.
To be honest, I'd assumed something like this.
Yeah. Just seeing the families out there in the camp. I couldn't see.
I know. You're too good for that.
I still don't want any of you guys to be a part of trial or whatever happens. I know damn well for sure Oberon, but I don't think anyone else in this group wants to or would do well, honestly, in it.
Toros has a shot staying on the monstrous race's good side, but that would horrifically fuck up everything that he's been trying to save himself from his entire life.
Yeah, especially if it comes out who he's a paladin for.
Yes.
I don't know what to say to them when we go in there, T. I feel like I fucked up again.
I don't think you fucked up as hard as you think you did. I don't think that was perfect, but it was a lot better than I thought it would go.
I thought Hildra was gonna kill me.
She was. The amazing graces of Planin kept her at bay.
It was... You know what most fucked up part of all that was?
What?
I went in there hoping so much that for the first time in my life, someone would look at me and say, okay, this guy belongs here. And I don't think there's a single circle of people, a group, an identity that would see me and say, he's one of us.
I didn't know you were so massively fucking stupid.
Jesus.
Edgar, as fucked up as this tiny little group we have is, you are one of us. And I can resonate with wanting to find family. A familial, even genetic link that you've been desperately searching for your entire life. And in the interim, until we can maybe one day take a trip to the jungle, I found family. And it's not a replacement. It's never a replacement. But it helps you get through the day. And it's something entirely new and beautiful. So I'm sorry that they didn't embrace you. I think the massacre of war crimes probably did that. But
You
they need your
know,
family.
what scared me the most when he ran through all the possible opportunities?
What?
It wasn't dying, it wasn't getting executed. I kinda thought that was gonna happen. It's when he said everything about possibly working for them. It was having to tell everyone that that's the case. And knowing there's a damn good chance I can't stay with you all if that happens.
T will put an arm around his shoulder as they're walking, and it's a little awkward. But,
No matter what choice you make, Edgar, we'll back you up. Even if we can't be by your side every minute of it. We'll be there for you in a pinch. If you need us, you know all you have to do is write to Chevra, and you'll find us. But maybe there's a way that you can be their ambassador in the waking world of the Empire. Fight the good fight on their behalf, with us. At this point, I think I'm more misaligned with the Empire than aligned. My loyalties to it mostly lie in where my family lies. But that's not permanent. They don't have to stay there forever. My allegiance to the Empire is thin. So if you want to become awesome, government-toppling badasses on behalf of the monstrous races of the world, I'm by your side.
Edgar just takes a moment, he steps back and he looks at T incredibly confused. I'm like, who the fuck are you, T?
T is just gonna shift into the crone for a second and right back out.
God damn it.
I'm Tiana Polukrovka.
Sometimes I think you're the sanest of us, T. And then times
And other
like this.
times I tell you otherwise.
Yeah. All right, let's go get yelled at by Oberon.
All right.
All right. So you all.
T will offer to have this conversation in her room, so that way everyone else has a place to run away to and have emotions.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you all gather in T's room to hear what happened after meeting with the monsters. It's a bit tense.
How did it go?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I just asked, so how'd it go?
That's an answer that we'll give after sharing everything, I guess.
Start with the good. They don't want us dead now.
Yeah, so we told them about what's happening with the adventurers that are probably going to be here pretty soon. And their leader, Planin, agreed that's in the best interest of their organization to not deal with that right now. So they are most likely going to be heading out, moving away from Ellacreek in the time frame that we gave them from when those adventurers are probably getting here.
Okay, so they agreed to.
They agree they're not ready for a full assault on the Empire, as they realize what happened if they did take down a group of adventurers.
And they are in no way, and this is just based on their word and what they're saying, their goal is to start opening up communications with the Empire. The reasons why they came to Ellacreek specifically is one, Toros, your friend, Malika, as a potential ally, someone who they're very interested in the election to see if she gets elected, because that gives them a stronger connection. And also because of what happened at Durgan, to deal with supporting the goblins that lost a lot of their people.
I see. So they're here for purely diplomatic reasons.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good. That's much better than we could have expected.
And
Good.
from what we saw from the camp, and Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't look militant.
It's not an army. It's families.
This is, well, better than what Toros said, better than all we could have hoped for.
True.
Yeah.
Now what's
The bad news.
now what's the news that you're not telling us?
Would you like to, or should I?
I probably should, right?
That's never a
That
good way to
makes
start this.
Yeah,
sense.
it's not good.
When we walked into the camp, I saw some of the kids, some of the families of the goblins that we left in Fort Durgan. And then Planin brought up that they're trying to find out what happened with that massacre. All right. I'm just gonna fucking say it. I'm just gonna say it. Here it comes. The words are coming out of my mouth.
He
They're
tried to
gonna
take the fall for the massacre.
That's better than how I was gonna say it.
But their leader is incredibly insightful and could figure out that he wasn't in charge of it, but he was a part of it.
I see.
Hmm.
I take it with your hesitance that it didn't go over how you thought it would.
Oh no, it part of it went exactly how I thought it would. The chance of execution is definitely there. The group, the goblins, their clan is called the Red Claws. And so Planin's going to have a conversation with their matriarch to discuss there's a potential trial. And there's a potential way that Planin would advocate for me to not be executed. And I'm going to look at Essa and say, this might sound pretty fucking familiar. But with his support would come the cost of me working with them. Not directly, not exactly a part of them. But as someone who has lived in the Empire, still is a member, supporting.
A bridge between the peoples.
A spy is generally what they're referring to.
You don't have to say it like that, but...
Take it as someone who was that, that's what it is.
Yeah.
When is this trial?
I need to let them know tomorrow what I want to do.
That's a good thing we're leaving tomorrow.
Andrew, I don't want to influence you in your decision. This is your decision, yours alone, but from past experiences with what I had to go through with a similar situation, they may promise good things, but oftentimes reality is not what they promise. I don't doubt this man you met is better than Lord Richmond, but
I don't think that Edgar chose to do this out of goodwill. They are saying they will kill him or he gets the job. So, devil's advocate, I will say this. I do understand what you mean, Edgar.
I understand, but we've already made plans with Micah to leave in the morning.
And you all can absolutely do that first thing. We fucked up majorly at Fort Durgan. We hurt a lot of people. I can't keep going acting like everything was okay there. I have not been okay since that day. And I knew better, and I knew what happened and what we did. I know we stopped short of killing them all, but we still fucked up the Red Claws a lot worse than I think we even knew. And I can't keep going without some kind of retribution for that. Doing something to give them some solace that I wish I could fucking have if I was in their shoes. I'm gonna do what I need to not have any of you be known or take the fall for it. But we can't do this. We just went through a whole ass trial believing in a justice system to stop a terrible person from the terrible shit he's done. I can't just walk all that back by just running away from this.
Edgar, this mission is to make sure that the right person inherits the right amount of power, that the system that we just tried so hard to fight against doesn't just restart. I understand that you have guilt over this, but you can't let that just completely throw away everything else. You understand that should you sign up for this, for, say, best case scenario, the goblins take mercy on you, you become this agent. You realize that you are now asking all of us to keep that from every single person in the Empire. I'm not even sure that that's anything that we would even be willing to give toward.
Oh yeah, it's almost like it's like at a level of like, let's say I was in Ossory. But you would never be able to keep that a secret from the Empire.
Oh, no. Oh, Christ.
I understand, and the mission that we're on is important. But as you've said, working with Ward just keeps digging us into a hole.
And working with them won't dig you into an even bigger one?
A hole that we've already dug that I can't stand leaving undug. Can't stand leaving left alone.
And
I'm not telling you all to not deal with the shit that we've promised. I'm not saying that. I'm pretty fucking sure you guys can handle taking him back to Avon without me, if push comes to shove. You're in the Empire, you're taking an Empire citizen from one place in the Empire to another. That's it. I fully believe in your capabilities to do that, but I've been faced with the shit that we've done, and I can't walk away from that.
Why?
Because we killed a lot of people.
Yes, and you potentially dying over it isn't going to bring them back.
No, but it is going to give them some kind of sense that there is justice for them. When has the last time they have received any kind of fucking justice in this empire? I don't want to be another moment of finding out, oh, the person who killed my family gets away scot-free again. I'm sick of it.
There are other ways to atone for
like
this.
Like what, Oberon?
I don't
Going
know.
back to do work in the Empire?
Maybe there's something that we can do without doing this. Something you can do. Filling the hole that you've dug yourself with your own body isn't going to solve anything. All it's going to do is make you feel better about what you did.
This isn't about that. If justice is so fucking important, if we went through everything that we did through a justice system before, then it shouldn't be about that. It should be about doing what is right for the consequences of what we did.
We didn't.
Yeah, we didn't know. You're not wrong. But that doesn't stop the fact that it was murder.
We can't. Oberon's like desperately trying to just find the words. Like his hands are just like clenching and unclenching. Like his shoulders are just kind of squared back. Listen, we need to think this through. This wasn't a decision that. I understand that you want to be the martyr in this situation, but it can't just be like that.
I'm shit at these, but can I do an insight check on Oberon right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
14.
Or are you trying to glean from that?
I'm trying to figure out at this point with how Oberon stumbling over his words is it just the matter at hand, or is it the fact that it's me, it's Edgar, who he might be losing?
It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. You're not quite able to tell. Like, he's upset that, like, you made this decision, but you also get the sense that, like, it's just something that he's not able to really, like, truly wrap his head around, in a sense, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna look real quick at Essa and Toros.
Toros has kind of been fiddling like with like any kind of like gauntlet or glove. I'm assuming he's probably not wearing like his full armor right now, but he's got like these like gloves that he's kind of like fiddling with. He's really not looking up. He's just listening. He doesn't know what to put into this conversation.
S is looking. You see he's kind of rubbing the scarred hand that he got from Spade.
I'm gonna look at Oberon for a second and just like put hands up and just say, Essa, Toros, just wanted to, if there's anything you guys had to say about this.
Edgar, you are a close companion of mine. I don't want to leave you alone. I don't want to leave you to do this on your own. But this is really big, and we are already in the middle of something else. I want to stand by your side all the time, have your back, and I don't want to leave you alone here, if that's the case. I do not want to just leave you in this town alone. I don't know what else to put in. I don't know. I won't lie, I don't feel like I should be saying stuff to try to sway you in one way or another, because in the end, I know you want to make the right decision. And I don't know what the right decision is. I don't know what right is anymore. I learned my mother's dead today, so I have no idea what I'm doing that is right in my life, nor what I should say to someone else to tell them what to do is right. So I don't want to be the one that tell you, to persuade you to do something else that is not correct. But I do want you to know that I want to be there with you, because at this point, I don't believe any of you guys deserve to be alone.
Yeah, Edgar, I know you want to do the right
That's
thing.
the end. And he just lowers his head back, and he just starts shimmying with his gloves again.
I know you want to do the right thing, but I don't know if I can watch you go through what I had to go through, or even the chance that you go through what I had to go through when I was in this situation. I want you to be okay, but I don't even know what okay is anymore. I'll stand by your side, but I don't know what the right choice is here.
Edgar has full-on tears in his eye from that. I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry. I can't keep my mouth shut. I know that's constantly been a problem, and this is probably the worst of it at this point. This is a lot. I know things have been really shitty and fucked up since we got into Ellacreek and Toros. I'm really sorry I haven't been there more for you, because I've been distracted by all of this shit with the Ossory, but I don't know if I'm gonna change my mind on what I want to do. But I do owe you, and I'm looking at Oberon at this point, to just at least talk to them and see if we can see out the rest of this mission before I stand trial or whatever. No, wait, we can't fucking do that. Totally forgot, because they're leaving.
They're leaving.
Unless we can find out where they're going and meet them there. I either have tomorrow, unless they're willing to be really fucking nice and send word for when it is my trial or whatever. I'll try to advocate for that, but I don't know. I've kind of gone up to the cops and told them everything. So, kind of in a no leverage situation with them.
This is why. And like Oberon at this point, like he goes from like just staring daggers at Edgar to his eyes just glance over to T. I'm guessing you didn't do much of the talking.
No. I thought it was important that he say what he needed to.
Very important, apparently. Well,
Hey, I know this is T's room. Can we talk? I'm looking at Oberon.
sure. Let's talk.
And I think
I
that's
give
where
a
we
look at-
end it for this episode of Dice Age. Baby.
Oh, boy.
Fuck.
Oh,
That was so good.